another example of the Hegelian dialectic, we can use Hitler. Okay. The story goes, that World War II was fought to stop Hitler, the spread of the Nazi or the German menace, from taking over the world. On one end, we're told that the evil axis was Germany, Italy, and Japan, while on the other side was the Allied forces referred to as Britain, America, and Russia, the good guys versus the bad guys. And also the other part of that was to bring to an end the systemic genocide that was being carried out against a segment of the white world population referred to as Jewish people. Okay. Now, while all that was going on, there's a whole nother side to this, which is as Hegelian as it can get. While the good guys were fighting this war to defeat the bad guys, the good guys were actually supporting the bad guys. For example, you had American corporations like General Electric, GE. The commercial about GE brings good things to life. Well, GE was in partnership with a German war manufacturing company called Krupp, which them two together was essential in building the Nazi war machine. You had Ford Motor Company was instrumental in providing or being instrumental in the Nazi transportation. You had you had ITT, International Telephone and Telegraph. They provided the capabilities of where the Nazis were able to keep their lines of communication going. Because in war, you cut lines of communication, and so this is how the Nazis were able to keep fighting the war and keep their communication. Even like to the point of their radar system. You had IBM, which was very crucial. Without IBM, it would not have been possible for Hitler or the Nazis to identify who was Jewish within the population and rounding them up. Getting their, basically their addresses and things like that. Who they were within society, in order for them to, end up in the concentration camps. You had Chase Bank. Some of the finances, of Hitler. Chase Bank, which is owned by the Rockefellers. In Nazi-occupied Paris, they were still, in operation, and they had Nazi accounts. You see, and nobody said anything. You have Dillon Reed, another banking firm, which, by the way, is partly, Jewish-owned banking firm. Okay, you had Brown Brothers Harriman, which very instrumental. And the thing with them is that there was a Prescott Bush, who was pretty much at the time was the face of Brown Brothers Harriman, and he had was one of Hitler's bankers. There's even a picture, an old picture of Prescott and Hitler that was taken together. Let's see, who else do we have? Let's see. I think I got that's pretty much it. Just to give you an idea.
Exxon.
Well, that was Standard Oil. That was Standard Oil at the time. That's what they were known as. Standard Oil. Who provided the tetraethyl. Like I said, they made it possible for the Germans and the Japanese to be able to do their bombing campaigns, and particularly when the Germans were bombing Britain and the attack by the Japanese on Pearl Harbor. So the necessary fuel, this particular type of fuel that was an essential to be able to fly the planes or to have an aviation apparatus during the war, referred to as tetraethyl. You see. And so that's just like, one of the most crucial examples when you're talking about how this country and the Brits or whatever, these proponents of democracy and, battling evil forces.